Everybody's doing really, really well despite yesterday's weirdness in the market. We're going to go over some different things I'm really excited about today for a few things, and that's because we have 0 DTE day. Okay, so we have a 0 DTE day today on the SPY, so we'll be taking a look at that. Okay, and I'll be giving you some levels, and I'm going to give you some of the names that I'm looking at. I already jumped in BAC this morning for a pre-market trade. We'll go over that here in a few minutes. And first we're going to start with the futures. I'm going to bounce over here just really quick. And let's just put our alerts out here. Okay, so again, these are the alerts from the brokerage account. These come through in milliseconds, just really, really quick. And actually, before we start, I want to go over this because this, again, I pride myself on transparency. We use a great process here. I use this process over and over and over. And if you're a trader out there and you have your own process, congratulations. If you don't have a process and you want to find one, come check us out on TrendyTrading.co. And one thing I want to talk about process really quick is that just because your process is not working during different cycles in the market does not mean that you abandon that process. It doesn't mean you give up. It means you can just get into smaller allocations, okay, and just respect the market the way it is, okay? And we're going to go over some of that here in a second. But if you look on the right-hand side, again, these are my trades straight from my alerts or straight from my brokerage account. And you're going to see, again, just be transparent. Let's go into yesterday, so you can see kind of how things transpired yesterday, okay? So on the 15th, okay, yesterday, 16th, come on, there you are, right there. All right, so we opened up and I made a little bit of money in Snap. I think this was about $1. And then I closed Apple for 124%. I think some traders actually made more than that as these did go up into the dollar range. So congratulations on that. Then I went ahead and made some money on the SPY, right? So far, everything's looking really good, right? The morning started off, and this is probably like a lot of traders that were out there. So 16%, and then I said, you know what? I'm not really feeling it. Things started to feel a little bit rocky, right? All of a sudden, my green days started coming down very quickly, right? Even after these trims. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna roll this SPY into a lower delta. All right, so I like that I did that. All right, I like that I did that. And then let's go ahead and move down here. You can see I started adding into some equity and so forth. And you can see here CLNE, I got some Tiger. I bought some SPOT. I went really small on this. It actually became positive at one point, I believe, and then I ended up getting stopped out. Now here's for the good stuff. So TLRY, again, all these trades were smaller trades, all right? So during the cycle towards all-time highs, I am trading smaller. And so even though the percent looks ugly and you see those red numbers and you get, concerned, it's really not that bad. All of these are really under normal allocation for me. The issue is I have quite a few on, and so, they get stopped out very quickly. AGIO, small position and some equity got stopped out. SNAP, I went ahead and closed out for a gain there. AMD, I added into a position. We were up. Then I got stopped at 25%. I was happy I got stopped on that. So that's a good management of a position that we were in. Okay. Now down here, I'm adding in to Tiger and CPNG. I added as well. It says right here, added. And again, these come to you very quickly. Fubo, I went ahead and added. Overstock, I went medium. This shot up immediately, and right over the area that I wanted to add, I added. These two combined ended up being a larger position, and immediately it went down. This is where things start to get fun, right? My triple M's, I went ahead and added. Why? Because we still have 16 days or so. My cost basis is under $1. XBI, I got stopped out of this. Some of you guys got out for I think break even or 10 to 15%. And let's just keep going down here, and you can see the day just kind of went to hell. very quickly, but not bad. It was not a bad day. Again, we were kind of messing around here in the room. I ended up unrealized on the day. Most of this came from equity. I was down $1,400. So, somebody had posted a picture in here about, what you're buying and then, the debits, right, that you spend, and then all of a sudden you get the stimulus check, right? So I spent about a stimulus check yesterday, which is not bad, not bad at all. All right. Anyways, I just want to be really transparent. So if you're having a hard time out there, you're not alone. It's difficult sometimes. That's part of trading. But what's really important is your allocation. We're going to talk about that, okay? All-time highs, it's never easy, folks. Never easy. There's always some sort of catalyst up here that is, getting you almost to the point where you're afraid to take a trade, right? And there's all this stuff in the background about the 10-year and so forth. We'll go over that here in a second. That's very important as well. But welcome to Trendy Trading. I want to go ahead and go over some levels. My levels are the best in the game. Anybody out there that thinks they can do better, I would love to do a competition with you. Nobody can beat our levels. I'm going to tell you that right now. Be very transparent. This is what we're looking at in the ES futures, okay? So ES futures, we have a line in the sand up here, 39.52. This changes every day, okay? And typically what happens during the maintenance of ES, we create formations on the close, okay, and the adjustment of those futures maintenance. And it creates an area of resistance or support depending on the trend. Well, as of right now, we have a little bit of resistance up here at 39.52. Notice I have this yellow box here. This yellow box is called a relief bounce. The move that we've moved up and made some money was from this green box. Now I want you to visualize this is a Fibonacci extension up here, and what I'm looking for is for this to get here. All right, it's not going to be easy. Anybody that likes candle formations, this is an inside and up that's coming out of the ES on the weekly. This over here on the right is a 4-hour. You're in the cloud. Anytime we're in the cloud, things tend to get a little choppy, okay? A little choppy. So what do you do when you're in the cloud? What are some things that you could do? If you know that the market's going to be choppy and it's coming into a little bit of resistance, you go smaller on allocation. Or you can stand by and just kind of sit on your hands, as traders would say. All right, it's not always easy. This is actually one of the most difficult cycles to be in, is when we are in chop. Okay. All right, so let's make sure you guys can hear me, right? You can see me on WebEx and so forth. Let's just make sure. It looks like it's working. If you want, you could go out and watch me on Twitter as well, or Facebook or something like that. So up to you guys. All right. So right here, what we're looking for today is as Jerome hits the mic later on. You don't need to read into all the news. What's important is you listen to the levels. All right? So this relief bounce, this is important. As the market opens, we inject a little bit of fear. All right? Traders are on edge from yesterday. If you notice yesterday, the market was really, futures, ETFs were pretty flat, but equity got hit pretty hard. Right? And then this morning you wake up, most likely, if you're sitting in equity or something like that, you're probably down a little bit. So what's going on? Right before open, we inject a little bit of fear. We're coming into and around this area of relief. All right? Far as I am concerned today, if this edge can hold in this yellow box, so this pink line here, all right, this is important, 39.25 to about 3,900, I am not buying the noise. Meaning, I'm just going to let things be. Remember this, mellow in the yellow. If for some reason today price comes into the yellow, just let it mellow, all right? If it starts to pull back a little bit, that's okay. I have an alert here at 39.01 to alert me. And then possibly what I'd be looking for is a short down into the weekly 9 again, which probably become confluent around 38.67. Then I want you to set an alert right above the line in the sand. Okay? So again, noise between both of these alerts, not much going on in here. News tends to come into these levels as price gets there. All right? All right, so ES futures, this is my driver for the market. Let's just kind of chill out as we open up here. You can see that this wick came into a little bit of an inside and up in this relief rally, and it worked as of right now. Now let's get into some stocks that I've already taken this morning, and that first one is BAC. Now, the reason I took BAC is because I love BAC. I do very, very well in BAC, especially when it comes to options. All right. So where are we in BAC? Well, you have an inside week, okay, over here on the weekly, and you're just kind of hanging out at the moment. All right. We hit right up here towards this. This is going to be our high in the cycle. If price can get over 38.26, look for about 30 minutes of a hold over that, and I would be looking for us to move our way into 39.49. Okay. Now I have some rails on here, or a channel, whatever you want to call it. If we continue up here towards this 39.49, we would be getting closer to the rail. Now understand, the all-time chart on BAC, we're only just above 61.8% of the all-time high on BAC. This has a long way to go, folks. Long way to go. Financials look really good going into this cycle. Can anybody tell me why? Okay. The issue right now is that materials costs have gone up significantly. Okay, so builders can pass it along the buyer, but rates are rising, and now the 30-year crossed into the 3.2. Okay, so in other words, for me, things are getting expensive. All right, and I can tell you on a personal level, there are many things that I want to build out here on the water. In order for me to build those things, I have to pay for lumber. Lumber is significantly higher. Matter of fact, we have some contractors in here in the room. They could probably chime in and tell you the costs have gone really high, right? Banks, right, may raise some rates and so forth. This is good for the banks, all right? And the issue is, was this already forecasted? Okay, is that why we've been getting the big push for months now? Either way, what I can tell you about BAC is that if you look at the top of the charts, my banners that read the trendy trend, right? So for my combination, it's telling me across the board, this is extremely bullish. Now, from a technical standpoint, looking at the weekly, you can see that we are inside. Now, an inside, the first inside week, especially on a week, is the first sign of a potential reversal. Okay? But as long as we stay inside here, what we could be looking for is an extension up towards this 39.49 target. Okay? Or just a little bit of digestion. So I just want you to pay attention to BAC today. I went ahead and started, you can see it down here at 37.94. Very transparent. I went ahead and started, okay? The risk here is only about 50 cents, right? Now, there's two things I can do. Since my risk is only this big, and I only went small, then I can add. See this green arrow right here? This is letting me know there's a little bit of support there. Notice that my stop is kind of underneath that support. Again, notice that I went small. So therefore, if I'm wrong and price starts to break down a little bit, what I want to do is stay patient, and what I'm going to be watching are these lows, okay? And what most importantly, this low here, I need to see that buyers will step in and not take out this low. If they step in, check 1. Reclaim, check 2. I will add into the trade, and then I'm looking for price to move back up here, just a consolidation phase, and then again breaking out into the 39.49. Okay, that is BAC. Now let me show you JPM. All right, so this is JPM. This blueprint is going to look a tad bit different. So on the 4 hour, we have some support, and then we have what I would call some resistance. You're caught in the middle. Don't diddle in the middle, as they say. If you're going to diddle in the middle, just go smaller. We're just above the 4 hour cloud. We're creating a nice little support base in here so far, but the issue on JPM is that you're opening up into resistance right here. Okay, so notice that price is kind of backed off there. All right, so you just need to be patient. If JPM can start building and chewing through this resistance, we should see it up into 155.56, 156, 157. Anything below this cloud, and notice that I put the word risk in here, just kind of depends on risk tolerance. Anything below this cloud, I would be hesitant because we need this area to hold. So therefore, my risk is around here, around 152. So about $2. Not bad. If you want to wait 30 minutes to an hour on open, let's see if price comes in and then starts to go bid around this 152 area. All right. All right. So I'm going to speed it up a little bit, start talking a little bit faster, but I just want to kind of explain those things to you. What's very important is the broad market analysis that I give you over the weekend. And in this case, for this week, it was Monday morning. Okay. It's very, very important. I believe that Trendy Trading has the easiest, listen to me, I hate that word when you got people saying that trading's easy. Trading's not easy. But I make one of the easiest processes for you to follow during this time. It's called the neutral strategy. And I just want to show it to you really quickly. Now, remember, we made 16%, not much to brag about, folks. But we made 16% because I took the trade as it broke above the neutral. And then I woke up the next morning, it was up 16%. Folks, this strategy I've been using, and I made up this strategy almost 4 years ago. And I can tell you that the probabilities of it winning are well over 85 to 90%. That's incredible. I do this weekly. All we have to do is wait for the neutral strategy to break to the upside. I attach my risk and I trade it into the upper targets. When in the neutral, I used to make these boxes yellow. You want to mellow in the yellow, all right? Or just stay neutral in here. What I'm trying to tell you is the probability suggests that when price is in the neutral, it is the most difficult area to trade. Now, if you want to be aggressive in the neutral, stops can go above, just above where you're comfortable, and you could be looking to short down into the bottom neutral. That's an aggressive trader. Now, notice that the banners are all bullish. Therefore, I'm more on the waiting side for right now. I want to see if buyers come in. I want to see if they flush it a little bit and then start to pick it up towards, I believe it's 2 this afternoon is when, on Eastern time, is when Jerome's supposed to get on the mic. All right. So, you know, things could melt down or, fall between that entire time. For a target on 0 DTE, let's listen to me closely. 0 DTE is days till expiration. That means taking expiration on options that expire today. Typically what I'm looking for is 25 to 40 cents on these options. What I'd really like to happen is we get a lot of range. This could be the day. So where do I want to buy calls and where do I want to buy puts? Typically I will buy them on both sides. Okay? This does not have to be a large position. This is just something to get used to trading the levels. All right? So for right now, towards anywhere towards this range, let's say that we bounce on open. Okay? Say that we do not take out this low and we start to bounce. On open, you want to have your fibs ready. And I would be interested in putting on puts if we could push up towards 395.65. Okay? 395.65. So I'm going to create an alert here. I can make myself a little note here. and look for cheap puts. And again, I'm looking for something like 25 to 45 cents. Okay? On this specific strategy. All right, that's not normal for me. All right. Now on the call side, let's say that the market just keeps flushing. All right, it doesn't want to bounce. It's mad. Then I want to be looking towards right around in this area right here. We have this pivot low, okay? And then we have this inside and up. It's already come down into the inside and up, and it's done its job. All right? But right in here is an area that I'd be interested in buying calls. Now, I want you to understand that the trajectory of the candles, if they're moving quickly, all right, like a serious flush, then things are a little bit different. You know, things do happen fast sometimes. So if it happens very quickly, then I'll be really patient, and then I'll start looking, and then I probably want to start buying my calls right towards this area. But if it's a nice slow sell-off, and it starts to look a little, you know, like sellers are getting weak in this area, that's where I start buying. All right, so it's a little, you got to feel a little bit. All right. A quick pop into these levels again, I'll be looking for puts. Now, if I come over here into SPY and I look at the calls and puts again, I'm looking for anything that's between 25 and 40 cents, but I don't want it to be dumb. Listen to me, I don't like buying way out of the money strikes, all right? So when I say dumb, I'm not trying to buy the 400s today, that expired today, right? I'm looking for something more like on the call side, 396 to 398, right in there. All right, but again, they need to fall within that 25 to 40 cent range. So if it's not there, I'm not going to push it. All right, that's just me. All right, over, one thing that I want to talk to you about is the ZN futures. All right, ZN. 10-year. This is important. Where is it going? Well, I've already put together a chart for you. All right, and those here, Trendy members, these are your edges. Okay, so the bigger picture, we got a little bit of volume. 9 days out on the 131 puts. Listen to me, the 131 puts. If this continues to push down, you could see the market continue to sell off. Okay, now according to this methodology, and if you want to apply a little bit of inside and up and inside and down, notice that the 10-year has come right into this little inside and up here. Will it hold? We could be setting up for a buy the dip scenario on open. That's the cool thing about this morning. Now, as far as the trendy methodology says, we are getting low on the curve. Okay? We're getting low on the curve. What does that mean? Well, the blue line on the top is high on the curve. This is low on the curve. You want to look at starting to buy to the upside when things are low on the curve. It is the most uncomfortable area. But I'm telling you right now, if you could picture a baseball field, this is home plate down here. And if I'm going to try to swing the bat, this is where I want to swing it. My probabilities of hitting the ball are just that much better. All right? So, in regards to this, the 131 put makes sense to me. All right? And you can see we're right here at 131, 210. Okay, so it's coming into the support right here. We'll see what happens. All right? So other than that, we're at 8:25. We got 5 minutes to go. If you notice, I did not ask anybody what they want to look at this morning. I apologize, but it's important that I make you understand that we need to be cautious, but don't be too cautious. Learn how to trade, folks. Right? Use good levels, use a process, have an entry, a stop, and a target. If you don't know how to do that stuff, please come check us out. All right? I have the videos and the education to teach you all of this to help you become a consistent trader. Consistent meaning when you realize that you're in the wrong cycle, You learn how to properly allocate small and not hurt your account. When you're losing, you're not losing so much to where you're going to blow up your account. My job is to not only trade, but to be able to teach and educate. And that's what I really have a passion to do. Again, the alerts are just the byproduct of what I do. This is my brokerage account. I'm not hiding anything. This is what traders go through. Good luck today. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I hope you all have good plans. I might be drinking green beer in 30 minutes if the market doesn't start doing what I need it to do. That's just a joke. But let's have a great day. Good luck to you. May all your PLs turn green at some time today. If not, we'll be back for another day. All right. So I'm going to keep this rolling just for a little bit. We'll talk, get some trading going on here. And if you guys want to get to like some requests, we could do that about 10 or 15 minutes after open. Okay. All right. Let's pull this over on the ES futures. This is, again, my driver. I love watching this. As we open up here, this is really going to give me my signal for the day. We're going to turn this ES 4-hour to a 5-minute so that we can look at the PMZ, which is another indicator here at Trendy Trading. PMZ just stands for pre-market zone. Okay. All right, and this is what we call a negative neutral. Negative neutral. That means the PMZ is red. It's because it's underneath the line in the sand. And the price, the current price of the ES futures is in the PMZ. All right. You know what's interesting is the volatility. There's a little bit of, there's not a whole lot of volatility, but, they've been doing pretty well. TOS hasn't gotten too crazy, right? My platform's not too bad so far. So good on them. Yeah, sometimes they do some stuff that's good. All right, so what we're looking for here, the higher probability trade, is if we can hold above the PMZ, we would be looking for a move back towards the line in the sand. We do need to get through the cloud and the VWAP, but for right now, that's a higher probability trade if we can hold above here. Notice we are creating these red arrows. Those are all resistance and targets to the upside. Okay, I want to show you this. So we're going to come right there, here, so for future traders, and then right about here. All right, to the downside, I need you to focus on the left chart. This is more intraday scalping and so forth on the right. Okay. Hey guys, our Regeneron is about 100%, I think, but I don't know if that's right. It's not showing. Oh, it's got the biggest red on it. It's ridiculous. You guys seeing that? All right, so we broke down below the PMZ. All right, your risk here is only 1.65. All right, our HD is up 9% so far still. And that's one I wanted to add about a 2% position in. I'm going to watch it slowly. I didn't get around to it yesterday. And then here on Overstock, I believe I'm pretty close to being stopped out here on my equity trade. This thing, man. Oof. Yeah, Overstock's sitting right at my risk level right there, so we're going to give it about 30 minutes. Let's see if we get pushing here. All right, JPM moving a little bit here. Actually, let's pull these up just really quick. I'm going to pull up. Let's look at BAC very quickly. All right, nice little push there. And let me go ahead and create alert here at this previous high. See if we can get there. And also, I got some naked calls that I sold, right, on. So our BAC is looking pretty good, folks. Look, take what you can, right? So have fun. My biggest thing is see if we can work up towards 38.26 here. Then I'll start getting a little bit more excited about the position. But I do have a naked calls that I sold on Yeti. So I need to come over here and just pay attention to Yeti for a second. And see if I can make back some of that money. So we're safe as long as I'm safe, as long as I stay under 74. All right. And let's get over here. Actually, I'm going to unlink this and let's look at JPM and BAC since those are the focus trades for today. Okay. Omer, my TLT is 180 or 90 days. I don't have a stop on it right now. If anything, I'll probably add a little bit later. And let me see if I can get some of that money back on. There we go, baby. VHA, there it goes. All right, guys, we're coming into, I'm going to come over here on member chat and just make sure I update everybody. Just a little update there for you. And you probably see a little bit of resistance here on BAC. BAC. That's what should happen here at the target. And let's see if I can add anything to some of my existing positions on this pullback. And again, just for equity for right now. Okay. Kind of scrolling through here. The CLNE was a trade plan for the week, so it's Wednesday right now. I'll go ahead, my risk, it hit my risk and then bounced. So I'm going to go ahead and go from there. Again, this is a small position, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and put my stop underneath the risk now that the risk has bounced. And if you guys go back to your trade plan, CLNE needs to stay above 1366 here. Okay, so I'm going to come down just a little bit below that. Oh, wait. What? All right, so I got that stop in. And then on the, let's see here, on BAC for, let's see, calls. If somebody could please turn off their mic. Somebody, it sounds like you're eating cereal or something. And don't forget, we've already made money on the 38.5 calls last week. We kept some runners, and I still have those as well. Mike, one of my favorite things, man, is actually peanut butter and honey, especially with a little bit of banana on top. Yeah, man. JPM looking good, guys. JPM, anybody taking these, JPM and BAC? I know, Mike, you have to be in this. I know you started yesterday as well. Back that truck up, man. Right? All right, there we go. One nice little push here through the first target at 38.26. And if we move this over here, we don't actually need to be on a 5-minute. I'm going to put you guys on a 30-minute now. Nice Omer on JPM. All right, this is what we look like on a 30-minute. So we're just going to leave this here. And I'm actually on JPM going to put this on a 30-minute as well now. What you'd like to do is hang above that 9 EMA on the 30. About 10 minutes in, just stay patient. Okay, nice push up. Here's our target coming up on JPM at 156.86. Come on over here. Oh, wow. I didn't actually realize that our 156.86 was our WE. Here we are right there. And that makes me want to look at GS. I love GS because you can get some out of the monies. Good, man. I hope so. Make it happen. All right, HD looking pretty good too. So for a minute, I'm going to go ahead and this is where you're going to see a little resistance, okay? We're going to add a third one in here just really quick. All right, I want to look at HD. Just kind of see how these guys react here. I really want to add into this position. Was Regeneron up 7 and now it's only up 2? I swear, man. All right, there we go. All right, so there's your first target to the tick on JPM at 156.86. Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm gonna. What's this AMD? We have 9 days on that. Move this over to long term. Yeah, let's get in here on HD really quick. All right, nice rejection at targets, folks. I'm not doing anything for right now. It's up to you if you want to trim or something like that. I'm going to go into this HD. If you remember, I got 21 Mays. They're out 65 days. I like the STEMI bill. Home improvement projects coming into spring, summer. I like the technical analysis on it. I could still make money. If we could stay, again, 30 minutes to an hour, I'm going to wait a little bit here. I'd like to see us stay above 278 and then looking for 292 and 305. 292 and 305. So, and that's what I went ahead and did. I had the Delta 24s 65 days out just because of the volatility right now. So I just want to be careful there. All right, so you can see nice levels, worked really well. Now I'm going to move over here. I'm going to watch the ES and the NASDAQ for a few. Nice, man. Oh, HT continues to move a little bit here. McDonald's up. I think they had an upgrade this morning, up about 3. And across the board here. Yeah, silver's up in 8 cents. Not really seeing anything that's really standing out to me at the moment. Game is up a little bit. They're up 20 bucks at 229. But what I like to do is focus when we have these big pullbacks like this. I like to focus on my core equity trades and see if I can bring down my cost basis a little bit. And that's why I like to start out a little bit smaller, so I can be flexible and not too panicked. The overstock is a large position, so I'm probably about to get stopped out of this real quick. This thing cannot hold. I want to give it about 30 minutes or so. It's 8:46, so I get about 14 minutes or so. It's actually in the alert channel. Go to the pin messages and alerts. And just so you know, it's cumulative. So if I buy, 80 shares, say medium, if I buy another 25, it would then be a large. So it's plus plus plus. If that makes sense. No problem. And listen, I mean, it's difficult. We try to come up with something. I will tell you, I reached out to my developer yesterday, and we are going to start putting the contract size on options. So 1 contract, 5 contracts, whatever it is. On the equity, it's difficult because, I could buy Amazon again, and, you know, and 20 shares of Amazon could be a lot. HD doing its thing, folks. Looking really good here. We're at a solid 25%. Looks like I should have increased that to 2% last night, huh? That would have been a huge winner this morning. Are they tightening up these spreads a little bit? We got a few in there. We'll see. Let's come over here. You can see those just came through. I paid $4.35 for those. And we might come in just a tad, but I'm looking for the 292 up here. And like I said, on overstock, I'm going to give it about 30 minutes, folks. Okay? And these HDs are expensive, so if you're not comfortable with it, then don't do anything. Nobody's trying to make you buy something. All right? Put my stop down for a coin. CPNG, the Amazon of South Korea. My trade price is 48.90 right now. My cost basis is at 46. Fubo, we got about 3 there. I think I got some room to add in there. Let's see. close back in long term. BAC came back in a little bit. Alright, NQ's starting to move here out of the PMZ. Same thing, we might see a little bit of movement here on the ES. Maybe I'll try some MES here soon. If anybody was with me during the last drawdown, I kept adding key levels on specific names. I probably will not be doing that with Overstock, like I said. I'm just waiting, giving it a little bit of time here this morning. But everything else that I have on equity besides Overstock and CLNE, I am looking at adding into, if it makes sense on a cost basis. Just a little bit at a time here. Yeah, let's see. Alright, we got that pop into, let's check out these spies again. Got that small pop into that level, pretty close to the level anyways, 39.40. Let's see what we got on the put side for the 0 DTEs. I don't think they're going to be cheap today. Could be wrong. So they're saying 389. So if we do some math, if we move down into the ME, that'd be 392 on the SPY. So what I want to pay are the 389s, but that's like really far out of the money. Those are 26 by 27, and then you got the 390s. So I mean, really my target would be 392 if we were to continue down. And for move up, it's 395. So the 395s are, is that right? Doesn't make sense. Give me 1 second here. I apologize. It is. Those are expensive on the call side. 398. Now we'll try a little something, something, and then over here. I mean, for the last couple times, a couple of these, I'm like, man, you should have just did iron condors around these. So, and that's up to you if you want to do something like that. And all of these can go to 0, so just understand that. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. 369. I'm going to go with here, just like that. Okay, so, and the call side, 0 TT. And what I'm going to do is I assume 0, and then I'm just going to leave these alone. They're smaller trades. All right, awesome. So now we're just gonna sit and wait. All right, not much to do. Just relax. Manage what you got. Looking across the board here and see if there's anything else that I would be interested in. And I don't think so, not at the moment. And game is looking pretty good if you're into that. And the banks are still kind of doing their thing after that nice little pop this morning. And our triple M, our ad from yesterday, probably up a little bit. Yeah, those are up 20%. So it just kind of depends what you want to do. Take a little money and run. And let's make this back to 2.